Part 1. The girl from Beverly Hills. Long before she became a billionaire, long before millions of people followed her every move, Kim Kardashian was simply a young girl growing up in one of America's most famous cities. Her full name is Kimberly Noel Kardashian. She was born on October 21, 1980 in Los Angeles, California. From the very beginning, she grew up surrounded by ambition. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a successful attorney and businessman. He became internationally known after serving on the legal defense team during one of America's most famous court cases. Robert believed in education, hard work, loyalty, and protecting his family. Kim often described her father as one of the greatest influences in her life. Her mother, Kris Jenner, was an energetic entrepreneur with extraordinary business instincts. Long before managing one of the world's most famous families, she was already teaching her children how business worked. Sales, marketing, networking, presentation, confidence. Kris understood something important. Your name could become a brand. One day she would help turn that idea into reality. Kim grew up alongside her siblings, Kourtney Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and her younger brother, Rob Kardashian. After Robert Kardashian and Kris Jenner divorced, the family changed dramatically. Kris later married former Olympic champion Caitlyn Jenner, expanding the already large family. Kim also became the older sister of Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner. Together, the Kardashian-Jenner family would eventually become one of the most famous families on earth. Growing up, Kim experienced a comfortable lifestyle, luxury homes, private schools, beautiful neighborhoods, expensive cars, but her parents constantly reminded her that money could disappear. Business required work. Nothing lasted forever. Those lessons stayed with her. As a teenager, Kim became fascinated by fashion. Designer clothing, luxury handbags, jewelry, photography, beauty. She loved helping friends choose outfits, organizing closets, creating stylish looks. Fashion wasn't simply a hobby, it became her first business opportunity. After finishing school, Kim didn't immediately become famous. Instead, she worked. She accepted jobs many people never remember today. One of her earliest careers involved organizing luxury wardrobes. She helped wealthy clients clean closets, sort designer collections, plan outfits, and organize accessories. She became known as an exceptional stylist and closet organizer. Attention to detail separated her from competitors. Every handbag, every pair of shoes, every designer dress, everything had its place. Word spread quickly among Hollywood celebrities. Soon Kim began working with famous clients. One of the most well-known was Paris Hilton. At the time, Paris was already one of the world's biggest celebrities. Kim helped organize her wardrobe, travel with her, assist during public appearances. Many people simply saw Kim standing beside celebrities. Few realized she was quietly learning. She observed everything: how celebrities built brands, how media worked, how publicity generated business, how photographs created opportunities, how attention could become income. Every event became a classroom. Every celebrity friendship became a lesson. Kim also built friendships with other entertainers, fashion designers, photographers, business owners, television personalities. Hollywood became her network. She understood the value of relationships. One introduction could change everything. Even during those early years, Kim dreamed about something much bigger. She didn't want to spend her entire career organizing someone else's closet. She wanted people to know her own name. She wanted to build companies, sell products, create brands, become an entrepreneur. Those dreams seemed almost impossible. At that time, very few people outside Hollywood had ever heard of Kim Kardashian. She wasn't a movie star. By the mid-2000s, Kim Kardashian had built valuable connections throughout Hollywood. She knew celebrities, fashion designers, photographers, television producers. But despite working around famous people, she was still not famous herself. That was about to change forever. Behind the scenes, her mother, Kris Jenner, saw an opportunity that very few people could imagine. She believed her family was entertaining enough to become the center of a television show. Not actors, not singers, not superheroes, just a real family living real lives. At the time, reality television was becoming one of the fastest growing forms of entertainment. Shows were attracting millions of viewers. Networks were searching for new personalities. Kris Jenner pitched an idea, a television series following the daily lives of the Kardashian-Jenner family. Many executives doubted it. Who would watch an ordinary family? What made them different? Kris had one answer. They were unforgettable. Then in 2007, everything changed. The first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered on television. Nobody expected what happened next. The audience loved it. Viewers became fascinated by the family as personalities. The arguments, the humor, the fashion, the luxury lifestyle, the relationships, the business ideas, the family dinners, even ordinary conversations became entertainment. Week after week, more people watched. Soon millions of viewers followed every episode. The show quickly became one of the biggest reality television programs in the world. For Kim, everything changed overnight. Before the show, she worked behind famous people. Now she was the famous person. Her face appeared everywhere. Magazine covers, television interviews, entertainment news, billboards, fashion events, award shows. People around the world suddenly knew one name, Kim Kardashian. The success of the television series transformed the entire family. What started as one reality show eventually expanded into dozens of spin-offs, special episodes, international broadcasts, streaming deals. For nearly 20 years, the Kardashian family remained one of television's biggest attractions. The program aired hundreds of episodes across multiple seasons. The television contracts alone generated enormous wealth. Industry experts estimate that the family earned hundreds of millions of dollars through television production, licensing agreements, and later streaming partnerships. But television wasn't the biggest opportunity. It was the beginning of something much larger. Fame attracted advertisers. Major companies realized something. Millions of people trusted Kim's recommendations. That attention had enormous value. Luxury fashion brands, beauty companies, jewelry designers, fitness products, technology companies. Every business wanted access to her audience. Soon Kim signed her first major endorsement deals, advertising campaigns, magazine promotions, brand partnerships, public appearances. Every contract increased her income. Companies paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, then millions, simply because Kim Kardashian appeared beside their products. As social media exploded, Kim recognized another opportunity before many celebrities did. Instead of relying only on television, she built direct relationships with fans. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, later TikTok. Every new platform expanded her audience. Millions became tens of millions, then hundreds of millions. Eventually, Kim became one of the most followed people on earth. Her social media accounts became businesses by themselves. One sponsored Instagram post could generate hundreds of thousands of dollars. Later, some promotional campaigns reportedly earned well over $1 million for a single collaboration. Few celebrities had ever turned attention into money so efficiently. The Kardashian family also mastered something even more valuable. Cross-promotion. The television show promoted their businesses. Their businesses promoted the television show. Their social media promoted both. Every interview increased product sales. Every product launch created news headlines. Every headline attracted new viewers. It became a self-growing business machine. Media experts began studying what became known as the Kardashian business model. Attention created audiences. Audiences created customers. Customers created businesses. Businesses created even more attention. Kim understood that fame alone would never create lasting wealth. Television shows eventually end. Public interest changes. Trends disappear. She needed something bigger, something she could own, something that would continue earning money even when cameras stopped recording. The reality show had made Kim Kardashian one of the most recognizable women in the world. Now she wanted to become one of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. The next step wasn't another television contract. It was building companies worth hundreds of millions and eventually billions of dollars. Reality television made Kim Kardashian famous, but fame alone was never enough for her. She understood a simple truth: celebrities can lose attention. Businesses can create lasting wealth. Instead of relying only on television contracts and endorsements, Kim decided to build companies she could own. That decision would eventually change her financial future forever. For years, millions of people copied Kim's makeup, her hairstyles, her fashion, her beauty routines. She noticed something important. Her audience wasn't just watching her, they wanted to buy what she used. In 2017, Kim launched Till Content Rough Zero. The company focused on cosmetics inspired by her own beauty style. Contour kits, lip products, highlighters, foundations. The launch became an instant sensation. Products sold out within hours. Fans rushed online. Websites crashed from heavy traffic. Industry analysts were stunned by the demand. Within a short time, Q Beauty generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue. The brand expanded into fragrances, limited edition collections, collaborations, and international sales. Kim had proven she could turn social media influence into a real business. But she wasn't finished. Her biggest opportunity was still ahead. For years, Kim had struggled to find comfortable shapewear that matched different skin tones and body types. She believed millions of women had the same problem. So in 2019, she launched Till Content Rough 1. The company began with shapewear, then expanded into loungewear, underwear, dresses, t-shirts, and everyday clothing. The launch was massive. Products sold out almost immediately. Customers praised the fit, the inclusive sizing, the range of colors. The comfort. SKIMS quickly became one of the fastest growing apparel brands in the world. The numbers were extraordinary. Millions of customers across dozens of countries. Hundreds of millions of dollars in annual sales, repeated product sellouts, waiting lists for new collections, partnerships with major retailers. What impressed business experts most was Kim's strategy. She used her enormous social media audience to market products directly to consumers. No traditional advertising campaign could match that reach. One Instagram post from Kim could instantly reach hundreds of millions of people worldwide. She also understood branding. SKIMS wasn't presented as celebrity merchandise. It was presented as a modern fashion company. The focus was on product quality, comfort, and design. That helped the brand attract customers who weren't even Kardashian fans. As SKIMS grew, its valuation exploded. Investment firms poured money into the company. Business publications began comparing it to some of the biggest fashion startups in the world. Within a few years, SKIMS reached a valuation of several $1 billion. Kim's ownership stake became worth an enormous amount. The woman who once organized celebrity closets was now helping lead a company valued in the billions. Her business empire continued expanding. Beauty products, fragrances, shapewear, clothing, collaborations with luxury brands, licensing deals, digital campaigns, international distribution. Every new project increased her influence. Every successful launch increased her wealth. Customers came from every continent: North America, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Australia, Latin America. Millions of people purchased products connected to the Kardashian brand. Fashion magazines began discussing Kim differently, not just as a celebrity, not just as a reality TV star, but as an entrepreneur, a businesswoman who understood modern marketing better than many traditional companies. Her influence on the beauty and fashion industries became impossible to ignore. Competitors studied her launches, social media strategies, product drops, customer engagement. The Kardashian business model had become a case study in modern branding. By the early 2020s, Kim Kardashian was no longer simply a celebrity. She had become a global business empire. Her name itself had become one of the most valuable brands in the entertainment industry. Unlike many celebrities who rely on one source of income, Kim built dozens of income streams. Every business supported another. Every product promoted another company. Every social media post strengthened her brand. It became a business machine that operated 24 hours a day. The largest part of her fortune came from SKIMS. What began as a shapewear company quickly expanded into one of the world's fastest growing fashion businesses. The company introduced shapewear, loungewear, underwear, dresses, t-shirts, sleepwear, menswear, luxury basics. New collections frequently sold out within hours. Millions of customers purchased SKIMS products every year. The company partnered with major retailers around the world. As investors continued supporting its rapid growth, SKIMS reached a valuation of several $1 billion. Because Kim owned a significant share of the company, her personal wealth increased dramatically. Industry analysts estimated that her ownership alone became worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Some estimates even exceeded $1 billion. But SKIMS was only one part of the story. Kim also built successful beauty businesses. Through Q Beauty, she sold makeup products across the globe, contour kits, lip products, foundations, eyeshadow collections, beauty tools. Many launches generated millions of dollars in sales within a single day. Her fragrance collections became another successful business. Limited edition perfumes frequently sold out. Collectors eagerly waited for every new release. Beauty had become one of Kim's strongest industries. Social media created another extraordinary source of income. Kim became one of the most followed people on Instagram. Hundreds of millions of followers watched her daily life, fashion, beauty, family, business, travel, behind-the-scenes moments. Every post reached an enormous global audience. Major companies competed for her attention: luxury fashion houses, technology companies, jewelry brands, cosmetics, health products, fitness companies, automobile manufacturers, international retailers. Some sponsored Instagram posts reportedly earned hundreds of thousands of dollars. Others were estimated to generate more than $1 million for a single campaign. Very few people in the world could command those numbers. Television also continued producing enormous revenue. The family-as reality shows generated income through television contracts, streaming platforms, international broadcasting rights, licensing agreements, advertising revenue. For nearly 2 decades, reality television remained one of the foundations of the Kardashian business empire. Kim also recognized the importance of digital technology. She entered the mobile gaming industry. Her mobile game, Kim Kardashian Hollywood, became an international success. Millions of players downloaded it. The game generated enormous revenue through in-app purchases. At its peak, industry reports estimated it had earned well over $100 million. The success surprised many technology experts. Kim had transformed her popularity into another profitable business. Licensing became another important source of income. Companies paid to use the Kardashian brand. Fashion collaborations, beauty collections, limited edition products, exclusive partnerships. Each licensing agreement created additional revenue without requiring Kim to manufacture products herself. She also invested in real estate, luxury homes across Southern California, properties valued at tens of millions of dollars, modern architecture, private security, large estates. Real estate became both a lifestyle choice and a long-term investment. Property values continued increasing over time, helping preserve and expand her wealth. Kim also invested in private companies, technology startups, consumer brands, fashion businesses, and other investment opportunities. Rather than depending entirely on entertainment, she diversified her financial portfolio. One of the smartest decisions of her career was building long-term partnerships with global brands. Companies such as Balenciaga, Dolce & Gabbana, Nike, and many other international brands collaborated with Kim. These relationships expanded her influence far beyond reality television. By this point, Kim Kardashian was no longer selling individual products. She was selling trust, recognition, influence, and global visibility. Business schools began studying her marketing strategy. Entrepreneurs analyzed how she transformed social media into billions of dollars in business value. Marketing experts described her as one of the pioneers of modern influencer marketing. According to numerous financial estimates, Kim Kardashian's personal net worth eventually exceeded $1 billion, joining the small group of self-made billionaire women in entertainment and fashion. What makes her business story remarkable is not simply the amount of money, it is how many different businesses generate that money simultaneously. Fashion, beauty, television, streaming, social media, mobile apps, licensing, real estate, investments, brand partnerships, public appearances, digital advertising. Everything works together. The young woman who once organized celebrity closets had transformed her own name into one of the most valuable personal brands in the world. But with extraordinary success came something equally enormous: constant media attention, criticism, public controversy, and the challenge of protecting a billion-dollar reputation in front of the entire world. That would become the next chapter of Kim Kardashian's remarkable journey. Success brought Kim Kardashian something few people could imagine: fame, influence, wealth, but it also brought something else: constant attention. Every decision she made became international news. Every outfit, every interview, every business launch, every social media post. Millions of people discussed it. Some admired her, others criticized her. Living under that level of public attention is something very few people ever experience. For more than 2 decades, Kim has been one of the most photographed women in the world. Paparazzi followed her almost everywhere. Television networks reported on her daily life. Social media reacted instantly to everything she posted. Every success attracted praise. Every mistake attracted criticism. Throughout her career, Kim faced countless controversies. People questioned whether reality television could create real entrepreneurs. Some argued she was famous only because of publicity. Others claimed her businesses succeeded only because of her celebrity status. Kim rarely allowed criticism to stop her. Instead, she continued building, launching new companies, expanding existing brands, improving products, growing her audience. She understood something important: the strongest answer to criticism is consistent success. As her business empire expanded, Kim surprised many people with another unexpected decision. She wanted to study law. Although she had not attended traditional law school, California's legal system allowed an alternative path through legal apprenticeship. Inspired in part by the memory of her father, Robert Kardashian, Kim began spending thousands of hours studying legal textbooks: constitutional law, criminal law, civil procedure, evidence, contracts. The workload was enormous. Balancing business, television, family, and legal studies required extraordinary discipline. Many people doubted she would continue. Kim kept studying, year after year. Eventually, she successfully passed California's challenging first-year law students examination, often called the baby bar. The achievement surprised many critics, but Kim's interest in law extended beyond education. She became deeply involved in criminal justice reform, working with attorneys, advocacy groups, judges, and government officials. She helped bring national attention to several inmates serving lengthy prison sentences. One of the most famous cases involved Alice Mae Johnson. Kim personally advocated for Johnson's release, meeting with Donald Trump at the White House, discussing criminal justice reform. After years in prison, Alice Johnson's sentence was commuted. The case attracted worldwide attention. Kim continued supporting legal reform, funding legal assistance, supporting nonprofit organizations, helping individuals seek second chances through the justice system. Her charitable work expanded beyond legal reform. She donated to disaster relief efforts, children's charities, medical organizations, education initiatives, and community programs. Although many headlines focused on her wealth, Kim increasingly wanted to be recognized for creating positive change. Meanwhile, her influence on fashion continued growing. Luxury designers collaborated with her. Major fashion houses invited her to their biggest events. Millions of people copied her style, hairstyles, makeup, accessories. Social media trends often began with Kim Kardashian. She helped redefine influencer marketing. Before Kim, most companies relied heavily on television commercials, magazine advertisements, billboards. After Kim, brands increasingly focused on creators with direct audiences. Today, businesses around the world study the Kardashian marketing strategy: personal branding, social media engagement, limited product launches, direct-to-consumer sales, digital storytelling. Kim helped transform these ideas into modern business models. Her influence extends far beyond fashion. She changed how celebrities build companies, how products are launched, how audiences become customers, how personal brands become billion-dollar businesses. According to financial estimates, Kim Kardashian's personal net worth eventually exceeded $1 billion. Yet her greatest achievement may not simply be becoming wealthy. Many celebrities earn millions. Very few build global companies that continue growing year after year. Kim transformed temporary fame into long-term ownership. Instead of depending only on television contracts, she built brands she could control, companies she could expand, businesses that could continue growing for decades. Her story demonstrates an important lesson: fame may open the first door, but fame alone rarely creates lasting wealth. Real success comes from learning, taking risks, building companies, investing wisely, listening to customers, adapting to change, and never stopping your personal development. The young woman who once organized celebrity closets became one of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, not because every decision was perfect, but because she kept learning, kept improving, and kept transforming opportunities into businesses. Her legacy is about more than television, more than fashion, more than social media. It is about understanding that attention is temporary, but ownership creates lasting value. The greatest lesson from Kim Kardashian's journey is simple. Opportunity may introduce you to the world, but only smart business decisions, continuous growth, relentless determination, and the courage to reinvent yourself can build real wealth and create a legacy that lasts for generations.